I made some really poor choices in active addiction. That was not who I wanted to be. That's who I was because of the circumstances, environment, and the mental capacity I had at that point. I was a military police officer in the Colorado Army National Guard, and things were going well. But then I had a catalyst right before we were supposed to go to the Middle East in 2003. I got discharged because I ended up using substances, which really took away my identity and who I was as a person at that time. And then all of that unresolved trauma. And then I felt like at that point, I didn't have the relationship with my family. But when I went into deep active addiction after that, because that catalyst made me believe that I wasn't worth anything, I continued down the road of the substance abuse and the disease that I dealt with. When that happened, my family didn't know how to deal with me. They didn't know what was wrong. And so there was a point where I stepped away and we lost contact, and I didn't talk to anybody in my family for the next 15 years. I was going through a lot of terrible mental health issues. I was estranged from my family at that point. I had no support. I was barely able to hold a job. I got arrested for a possession charge, and that was my first time going to jail. Now, if you can put yourself in my shoes, when I went to jail that time, I didn't have anybody to call. I didn't receive any letters. I just sat there, and I remember I was writing letters. I used to write Dear Nobody, and I would write those letters, and I did that for years, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. I just knew I was worth more than that. I had so much hope, and I had so much opportunity, and I was so capable, but I just didn't know how to transform that into something. Excuse me. Thank you so much. I think the most important thing is to not give up on people. I am very fortunate that I have found a 12-step fellowship that has supported me and taught me how to live a different way without the use of substances in my life. The opportunity that Clean Slate gives me specifically is the hope that I do not have to give you a disclosure of my criminal history every time I need to move forward in life. I've been able to have 2 of my records sealed by Clean Slate in the last year. Those records were convictions that I had in 2016 and 2014, which gives me the ability to pass a 10-year background check. In this, I've been able to develop relationships with my family that I didn't have for a long time. I have a fiance that I'm very happy to be with, and I have a wonderful career today. Recently, I applied for an apartment on Zillow, and I was able to pass the background check because I have enough time between my last felony and today. And because of that, I was able to get approved for the place that I lived at, which is so important. And I was able to do that with dignity, and I was able to hold my head up and not have to answer questions or try to prove to somebody that I'm worth renting to. I worked very hard to become an electrician. I've attended a union apprenticeship. I'm a master electrician in the state of Colorado. I just received my master's license a couple weeks ago. But in doing that, I have had to face multiple hurdles and obstacles because of my record, whereas a normal person wouldn't have to do that. I'm trying to transform into this person that I am. I think that if I paid my debt to society and I walked away from that, I feel like the void that was caused by the actions that I took, that was redeemed by the sentences that I had, those should wash out. I have served my time. I have finished my parole. I've been released by the state of Colorado. I've paid all of my restitution, and now I continue to work in redemption in the areas of recovery and advocacy to be able to help give other people the chances that I have, which is so amazing. I contribute a lot to the electrical community. I was a foreman at the last company I had. I ran major projects for healthcare facilities. And sometimes when I have to pass that background check, I'm not able to move forward in that area and be effective for us as a community, which doesn't make any sense. Like, just because I did something 10 years ago doesn't mean that I can't go be effective today and help somebody be able to hook up, all of the lighting and electrical that needs for a behavioral health facility or a power plant or a data center or all of these projects that we're trying to build infrastructure as a nation. For me, redemption is living the life that I was meant to live and contributing to other people to give them the opportunity to live the life they are meant to live.